Chandan lepita anga, tilak sutam, mata gajajini mara mantana payan. Minikaitan Ramdas's body was anointed with sandalwood pulp, and he was nicely decorated with tilak. His movements surpassed those of a maddened elephant. So these are the secondary characteristics. He was an abode of prem. He was very beautiful. He was very handsomely decorated with sandalwood pulp, nicely decorated tilak. He was moving like a maddened elephant. Actually, what happened here? I think excuse me. I think we got out of sequence here. Yeah. The wind has pushed us to our next story. Excuse me. That was what Lord Balaram looks like in somebody's dream. That's the second story. Excuse me. It's like anyway, Balaram is anxious to make an appearance here. You talk about the devotee, then what happens? Then Krishna comes. Right? If you say Radhe Radhe, then Krishna comes. If you say Krishna Krishna, then Radhe comes, right? So we're talking about Minikaitan Ram. I was wondering, what is it? Okay. So what's happening? He climbed on the shoulders of one person offering obeisances because they're respecting him. They understood he's a great Premi Bhakta. So they were all doing Sankirtan in Kaviraj's house. When Minikaitan Ramdas entered in, they all offered obeisances to show respect. They stopped their kirtan to honor the devotee. And then he reciprocated by climbing on their shoulders, and one person he gave him a slap. And the other person he hit him with his flute. He carried a flute. Yenayana dekite yashru haya manejar se netre avichana vahayashudar. When someone saw the eyes of Minikaitan Ramdas, tears would automatically flow from their eyes. That's why we're saying prem kare. What is the effect? What prem kare means? Prem does something. Prem alters you and alters anyone who comes in contact with you. For a constant shower of tears flowed from the eyes of Minikaitan Ramdas. In some ways this sounds rather impractical. His eyes were constantly showering tears. In fact, you'll see old men sometimes, at least I've seen, being with some old people, that sometimes it's called tear ducts. Duct, D-U-C-T, duct. The tear duct, there's a little gland in the eye which secretes tears. It doesn't work when you get old. In other words, when you get old, the teeth don't work, the eyes don't work, the ears don't work. So many things don't work when you're old. So what happens is many times tears will be falling, just dripping down their faces, for no reason except that the water department is out of control. So what they do is they have a handkerchief and they're always wiping their eyes. So you can imagine, although it sounds nice because we never cried one even fake tear of love for Krishna. Not one fake tear, even imitation. We haven't even tried to imitate. Sometimes people criticize, oh, that guy's a sahajya, he's crying in the kirtan, and sometimes he sits in the Bhagavatam class and he cries when he's listening, he's a sahajya. Well, at least he's faking it. At least we should give him credit that he's faking it. Faking means pretending. He's pretending to show ecstatic symptoms, premashru, gadgada, vaivarnya, symptoms of bhava. We aren't even trying to fake it. We could at least think, well, let me just try to make one tear come out. So, but in Minikaitan Ramdas, tears were flowing constantly. There was a constant shower, premashru. Ashru means tears. He couldn't control it and he couldn't stop it. So in one sense, it seems rather uncomfortable. But I guess if you use it for some benefit, then it's also good. So he was going around crying on everybody. He was crying on everyone's shoulder. We have a phrase in English. You go, if you're feeling distraught or unhappy, you go to your friend and you cry on their shoulder. Usually you don't literally cry, but you go and reveal your problems. You go to your friend and say, oh, I have this problem, that problem. Oh, I know I have that problem too, and like this, and you try to help each other. So he would literally go and cry in everyone's eyes. He would cry in their eyes. The tears of his eyes. As soon as someone would see the tears falling from their eyes, they would start crying. That happens often. Sometimes you see in a family, the mother may become very unhappy for some reason. because I had an argument with the husband or something. And she may be sitting quietly, just reflecting on some conversations and some dealings with her husband. She may be crying. And then the son comes home from school, and he doesn't know anything about what his mother's thinking or feeling. And he sees his mother crying. "Oh, mommy, what's wrong?" And he says, "Don't worry, don't bother me." Then he goes, and he starts crying. He identifies his mother. If he has some soft heart, if he has like rock heart, then that's another thing. But generally, if he has some soft heart, then he'll start crying also. So he's going, and he doesn't know why he's crying, but because she's crying, all of a sudden he starts crying. So even this phenomenon happens in the material world, that one person's crying and another person cries to help them out or something. So here, Miniketan, he's crying, and other people would see him, they would start crying. But what was happening was that they were actually receiving love of Godhead, just by darshan. Because it's explained in Nectar Devotion, there's 3 ways that one can get prem. One is by harda kripa. Harda means heartfelt blessings. A great devotee can just think nicely of you. He can think, "Oh, Krishna, that's such a nice devotee. Please bless that person with bhakti. Please bless them." Another one is called ikshana. Ikshana means by a glance. Like sometimes we've all heard from Prabhupada's lectures, or you've experienced or read about the Shakti stick. The Guru has his Shakti stick, right? He's actually to hold this book open over here. And the Guru, he touches the disciple with a Shakti stick. And then the disciple starts jumping around. Oh, I got the Kripa, I got the mercy, I got the Shakti, right? So this is Ikshana, that just by a glance you can transfer the Shakti. So here Miniketan Ramdas, he's exhibiting this power. This is a mystic city of the Prema Bhakta, that he has such power. So when someone saw the eyes of Miniketan Ramdas, tears would automatically flow from his own eyes. Because why? Because when he would see the eyes, he wouldn't just see, "Oh, you have green eyes or brown eyes or blue eyes or whatever." He would see something coming out of the eyes, which was a shower of tears. And that shower of tears was not tears of anxiety or anger or frustration or joy or whatever. They were tears of love. And those tears of love, they have power, they have energy.